sort through what's the best combination of guys,
Yeah.
what each guy brings to the table, and making sure that we're developing our depth so that when the inevitable, hopefully not
Right.
inevitable,
Knock on wood.
if something occurs, that we have those guys ready to play as well. And so
Backup center-wise, I know Sam was practicing there in spring. Is that sort of that emergency center? Or
he's not. Lokai's been taking
been
some
doing
reps there. John Harris, Nate Brady, Cam Kinney repped a little bit there this summer. We got freshman Caden Kittler, who's in there as well. So we have options, but that's one of the goals as we come out of training camp. Is figuring out who's our number two in that position.
You got three guys that have significant experience between Matt, Lakahi, and Sam Jackson. I think you would agree you could plug those guys anywhere. Is it the competition now just to kind of see maybe another tackle spot? I know you got some transfers. What's the biggest question mark you kind of got to work through and decide before the season?
Well, it's always about identifying, who are your three top tackles? Who are your three top guards? Who are your two top centers? Okay?
Right.
And then finding the right mix, from who's going to be the first guys, the starters, to walk out on the field, right? What do we have to do from a just different, scenarios? What if this happens, here's the answer. If this happens, here's the answer. So you always have your best five guys on the field. That's the biggest. Not the biggest. There's a lot of goals as you go through training camp, but certainly when you're trying to identify how you're going to go through the season, that's a big question mark for us. So, every day is an opportunity for a guy to develop, and every day is an opportunity for us to evaluate them and see where they're at and what gives us the best opportunity to win. So,
how has Paul Rubaud developed? Because he's a guy I know who came in, didn't really know a whole lot about the American football. He was playing in Germany, but I know he's a guy that fans always want to know about. How's he been coming along?
He's doing phenomenal. From the time that we got here till now, there's not another guy, maybe on our team, who has developed more than Paul. And I think you'll see that, as we go through the season. He's certainly a guy that we're counting on.
Ryan Swoboda coming in from Virginia, Dylan Grable, I know, from Jacksonville State. How have those guys kind of ingrained? I know they've been here a little while. They were here in the spring.
Yeah, so those two guys were here in the spring, which was very beneficial, obviously, because they were able to really learn the offense and learn about the language that we speak in the offensive line room, the whole deal. So that's invaluable there. And they've acclimated very well. They're both tremendous additions and are going to, really help us out. And then we also added John Harris and Cam Kinney as transfers during the summer. That got here in June, and both of those guys.
More guard types.
They're interior players and guard centers, and both of those guys have, so far, have done some really good things, but they're still learning.
Yeah.
There's still a lot. They're a little bit behind Ryan and Tylen just because of the experience of not being here in the spring.
Last thing I know, in spring we talked to you. You kind of alerted everyone to King Bao and those Bao buns.
Right.
What's been the spot you found this summer? What's the new one? You got a new one?
Yeah, I do. It's if you go to Sushi Pop.
Okay.
You ever been to Sushi Pop?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Never been.
There's a little chain. I guess it might be local.
Yeah.
But there's one up in Oviedo. Now this is going to sound weird. Okay. Sushi Pop, for the chicken wings.
Really?
Yeah, they got
That's
these
that's a chicken wings, like low key. You wouldn't expect it, but they're.
They just have one. They just have one option. They call it KFC, Korean fried chicken, and it is a chicken wings, breaded chicken wings with this gochujang sauce on it. Fantastic.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. Matter of fact, when I had them, I was with Matt Lee, so we both agreed on that one. So
I gotta ask him about that. I appreciate it, Coach. I know you've been doing a lot of talking today, and